Hi everyone, this is Total War Therapy and I really think that Creative Assembly is playing with me. If you watched the previous video about the stats comparison for the new units of Khorne coming with the new DLC Omens of Destruction are just all wrong. I mean, Creative Assembly changed all of them from the showcase of Skulltaker to the actual release, and I'm happy with that because if you watch the videos, the stats were so confusing and weird, and now actually they make more sense. So now we have the official one to make the stats comparison between the new units coming with Ogre Kingdoms and their counterpart in the already existing roster. The first unit we will talk about will be the Thundertask, compared to the Stonehorn Harpoon Launcher. Why the Harpoon Launcher? First, because they are both 5-tier units, and second, because they have both a missile attack. Now, if you watch carefully to the stats, it's the same unit. I don't wanna be bad, but it's the same unit. The armor quite equal. Same leadership, same speed, same weapon strength. The melee attack and melee defense is slightly better for Thundertask, and if you calculate even the magic attack and the frostbite attack is just better. The charge bonus is bigger for Stonehorn, but don't get tricked by that, because Thundertask will probably have a bigger mass. So, same speed. Bigger mass, lower mass, but bigger charge, in this case acceleration for the Stonehorn. I mean, Thundertask more mass, Stonehorn more acceleration, so mass, they will have probably the same charge. The ammunition in the missile attack is actually different. The one of the Stonehorn Harpoon Launcher is just useless, my opinion, after many, I think 2000 of playing with the Total War Warhammer 3. And the Thundertask looks that actually has a proper missile attack with a kind of catapult with a big snowball, and I like it, even if in the stats it looks lesser good because the range is lesser, the missile strength is far less. No, the Thundertask missile attack will be probably better. So, why should I prefer, if they are the same tier, the same 5-tier, why should I prefer the Stonehorn Harpoon Launcher? No idea, that's why I don't like. They could have changed it. They could have put the Stonehorn more armored, or faster, or with a bigger weapon strength, and make the Thundertusk just the tank of the monsters of Ogre Kingdoms, but no, they just made the same units with very slightly different stats, in any case better for the Thundertask. So, when you will reach in your campaign the 5th tier, why should you waste time taking the Stonehorn if you will have enough money to, I'm taking a single entity centerpiece, I would take the best one. And the best one is the Thundertask. Not happy with this decision, but let's move on. The second units I will talk about are the Nobblers, compared to the Pigback Riders compared to the Nobblers. They are quite the same, and we should look at the mass, but it's weird that they have the same speed. In one case is a Nobbler, and in the other case is a Nobbler with the Nobblers on his shoulder and a shield. So how it's possible that they have the same speed? Okay, but the number is lesser, so it's less mid shield, the Pigback Riders, even if they are both expandable. The charge bonus is bigger for the Pigback Riders, and it makes sense, and even the weapon strength. The melee attack is different, but the melee defense is the same. That it's weird, because Pigback Riders are supposed to be a more defensive, Nobblers focus on anti-large, so it's weird that they have the same melee defense. As I said, we should check the mass before the ultimate comment on that, but it's still weird. There is something that it doesn't make sense here. The same speed, the same melee defense. I would have liked Creative Assembly, even in this case, to have made the unit a little different. Now let's talk about the monstrous infantry part of the new addition to Ogre Kingdoms. The gold Maneater and the Yhetees, compared to Ogre Bulls and Maneaters. Ogre Bulls are just lesser in everything than all the other units, but between Maneaters and Gold Maneaters there are some important differences that I really like, because they actually make them different. First, the armor. The Gold Maneaters, they have the double of the armor, making them probably the most elite Ogre unit Ogre unit by feet in the roster. And this is very important. Then speed, leadership, charge bonus is the same. The stats are little different in the melee. Basically the attack is better for the Maneaters and they have lesser defense, and this makes sense if you consider the anti-bonus infantry with a bigger weapon strength. So they are actually very different units, and in this case, I like how Creative Assembly introduced this new unit that was not expected. Then the Yhetees. Yhetees are probably something in between. Now let's talk about Yhetees. Sorry, my dog is starting to barking. Okay, the Yhetees, I think they are just the magic counterpart of Maneaters. They have the same number, the same armor, lesser leadership, but it's not important, same speed. They have a lesser melee stats, both attack and defense, but if you consider the magical attack and the frostbite, they're actually probably comparable. And they have a lesser charge and a bigger weapon strength. So basically, yeah, some slightly difference, but at the end you will use them in the same way. The only difference is that you will use them probably against some magical units. You know, I mean, units, demons and so on, they have the physical resistance. So in this case, Yhetees can be quite damaging and they can make the difference. I like how they introduce this unit. They're slightly different, but in this case I can picture a choice between Maneater and Yhetees. Now, last but not least, the Blood Vulture, compared to the Thundertask pack, because at the end you will use them in the same way. First interesting thing, they are little, and it's not something to take for granted, because in the video they look very big. But it's okay. At the end, as I said, you will use them in the same way as Thundertask, because they will just try to flank the missile enemy or the artillery and so on. They will not be that strong, even if they have a good attack and a good defense for that number of 48. The weapon strength is lesser than Thundertask, and the charge bonus is lesser too. But at the same time, with 100% of speed, they are flying units. They can be an interesting choice, even if the armor of 10%, it's worrying. Okay, anyway, I'm happy with this decision too. With all the units introduced in the Ogre Kingdoms, I'm happy with 3 of them, and not happy at all with the other 2. I really would like them to get some twist. Thank you for following me. Let's see in the next video, and see you very soon.